Hey everybody, welcome in. It's the Huddle, the LA League Football podcast, sponsored by Auto House of Lancaster. Jason, guess what?
It's week one.
It's week one with Jason Guarente, Jeff Reinhart here, LNP and Lancaster Online. Week one is here, Jace. Can you believe it?
We made it to the other side.
We did. 8 months later, LA League Football is in the launching pad and ready to go. 28 big games in week one, featuring 37 LL teams. 27 on Friday night. That's manageable.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Right?
Yeah,
no problem. And one on Saturday.
Pequay Valley.
Pequay Valley.
The one holdout.
Saturday afternoon.
They want the spotlight all to themselves.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm anxious to see what happens on this first Friday night when it all comes rushing back and you're sitting in a press box and you got to keep football stats. You ready?
Here we go. We can finally start talking about what happened after week one instead of what might happen.
And yeah, you're right.
That's when it gets a little more fun.
And you sit around and, I've been writing this stuff for like 3 or 4 weeks now, and you think you got it figured out.
You don't know anything.
No. And
you're guessing.
Yeah, a lot of these teams will like lose in week one, and you'll be like, what? Wait a minute. Okay. We have 5 or 6 circle 'em games, if you will, for week one. A couple trophy games, a couple of really good, juicy matchups. We'll kind of break those down. And it wouldn't be a Huddle podcast if I didn't make picks. So we'll pick those 5 or 6 games, and then we'll rip through everything else, quick hitters and picks for the 28 game Whopper week one. Okay. Random games. These are good. These are good games that will be covered and we'll be at for sure, and mega interesting. LS at Solanco. Jason, Milk Jug. Go ahead.
LS in a tough spot here because
a little bit.
Won this game last season
They did.
when it was a big upset, and now they're going to Quarryville.
Yep.
And I think LS should be better, but I think Solanco will be just as good. So it's a question of whether they can overcome the emotion of this, because Solanco, they're going to come out just ready to, drop the hammer in this matchup.
Pretty much.
It's a tough spot for LS, and I think Solanco really, really wants this one.
Correct. I saw we were talking about Khalil Hines, and I was on the Twitter machine during the weekend, and Khalil Hines had a video up. Solanco scrimmaged Lancaster Catholic on Saturday. First carry of the game, Khalil Hines busts 180 yards for a touchdown. Didn't count, but he made the play.
Those skill guys who did not have the spotlight last season because they were backups or they had guys ahead of them, they're going to shine this year because the line's really good and they're going to put up some numbers.
Yeah, they are. If that line stays healthy, look out. We keep pointing to week 7, Solanco against Twin Valley, but long way to go between now and week 7. This is always fun. LS at Solanco, which the Milk Jug. LS has won 3 in a row, and they lead 10-4 in the series, I think. So LS has been good here lately in this game. I will see you Friday night in Quarryville. Save me a seat. I'm sure the sun will be beating down on the press box, and it'll be 90 degrees in there, but we got to start somewhere. Okay, another trophy game. This one's good. For the first time in 3 years now, Warwick at Ephrata, George Mail Trophy game. It went away for 2 years. It was off the schedule. They're back now playing. This is the 94th meeting between Ephrata and Warwick. Ephrata's won the last 2 George Mail Trophy games. It doesn't get much more backyard rivalry than Warwick-Ephrata.
These teams should play.
They should.
It's kind of a shame that they haven't played recently.
Yep.
It's just there's a few of these games on the schedule that are intra-county games, but they're not section rivals anymore, that are really fun to watch and interesting. Warwick was 9-3 last year.
They were good.
Incredible defense.
Yeah.
The only team they couldn't solve was Solanco, which beat them twice, including
times
in the district playoffs.
Yep.
But no one else solved Solanco from week 1 until the Bishop McDevitt championship game. So it was just that one LS game. So, but they lost some of the key figures in that defense, and we'll have to see. They have the new quarterback, the lefty, and they go to Ephrata, which wants to get back to district. Started 4-1, and then they got to the meat of their schedule, and they kind of slipped off a little bit. Wound up 6-4, and on the outside looking in. But this is a good one. This is 2 teams that should play.
It will be a carnival-like atmosphere at the War. They'll have fireworks. They'll have the pregame tunes. It'll be phenomenal.
And it'll be packed.
Oh, it'll be absolutely swamped.
People will be lined up around the field.
Oh, it'll be fantastic. Colin McGall, the quarterback you mentioned for Warwick, the lefty, looks like he'll get a crack here to be the full-time guy. Carson Martin back at quarterback for Ephrata after missing the last 7 games last year with an injury. This game's great. George Mail Trophy, it's back. Warwick at Ephrata, be there. The bitter backyard Berks County rivalry game for the Gursky-Lynn Trophy, Wilson at Mifflin. Have you covered any of these? They're good.
I covered one.
Okay.
When I was with the Reading Eagle, Mike Drago always covered this because it was, for many years, the week one, absolute biggest matchup.
Yeah.
And then they came in together in the same league when the Berks and the LL merged, and they wound up in different sections.
They did.
So it lost a little bit, but now it's back as a week one game. I think it was week 4 last year.
Yeah,
so
sounds right.
For people who aren't in Berks, this is about as big as it gets in terms of rock. It's right there with Wyomissing and Berks Catholic back when they were at the peak of their powers. When Nick Singleton and Jan Johnson were at Mifflin, this was the absolute game of the year. So it's not quite that anymore. Wilson won 21-14 last season.
Yep,
I think Wilson's a considerable favorite this time.
Probably.
We'll see, but it is very important. The Gursky-Lynn Trophy is at stake, which is the most famous coach from each school.
Yes.
This is one that is bragging rights for 12 months.
Have you seen the Gursky-Lynn Trophy? It's big.
Yeah, it's big.
It's a big trophy. It's in like a glass case. It's got helmets on it. It's really cool. It's a really nice trophy. That's at Shillington on Friday night. Wilson at Mifflin. Wilson starts its big stretch here. CB West coming up next, and they just have some great games all over the place. I thought I read somewhere online over the weekend that Justice Hardy had 3 50-plus yard touchdown runs in the scrimmage against Coatesville. Wow. He's ready.
Might not be the last ones he has this season.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Bulldogs, Mustangs, Friday night, Shillington, Gursky-Lynn Trophy up for grabs. This game has become a rivalry in the non-league and in districts. Manheim Township at Cumberland Valley. Jason, they have met 9 times since 2017, including 5 times in the District 3 playoffs. Township is 5-0 in those games, and Township is 8-1 overall against Cumberland Valley in the last 9. That's pretty good.
Township has their number, and it's just a coincidence that they keep running into each other. They played week 1 at Neffsville last year. It was 7-0. I was at that game.
That's right.
It was not a thrilling affair. It was low scoring and a bit sluggish, but Township was in that same position where they were breaking in a bunch of new guys and trying to figure out their way. It was Jack Kneff's first start.
That's right.
This will be Dane Byler's first start, so there's some parallels there, but it is in Mechanicsburg. It is a trip, and Cumberland Valley has a lot back from that team. I think both of these teams will be in districts, and I think this is one of those that will affect kind of where they are, what line they're on at districts. But it's good they play each other because they're on the same level and they're kind of on equal footing. And you can create a rivalry, even if it's not geographic, if you just sort of get in each other's way. And that's what these two teams are.
Yeah, a lot. It does seem like it that they do play all the time. Big game for district power points in week 1, believe it. You wrote about Devin Luano this week. Interesting kid, and everybody knows his brother, yes?
Yeah, he's David Polly's younger brother. He's a linebacker and a hard hitter who will carry the ball some this season. Township's in a sort of a 2-year window because a lot of their really good players are juniors.
Nice.
So they'll be good this year, and they're going to be building to something next season. So it'll be interesting to see how they start because their schedule is really front-loaded.
It's brutal. They have Neshaminy next week.
And
they're great.
The easier Section 1 games are towards the back half because they get Wilson in week 4 instead of week 10. Yeah. So they're not going to have a lot of time to find their way. They're going to have to hit the ground and play well immediately. Agreed.
Township at Cumberland Valley for the 10th time since 2017. Ooh, whoa Nelly. YO at Southern Columbia Friday night in Catawissa. YO has beaten Southern Columbia back-to-back years in week 1. Last year, YO wins 49-27. Southern Columbia then rips off 15 wins in a row. They win their 15th PIAA championship. That's pretty good. And this stat blew me away. Bob Wolfram, YO coach, 382 wins. Jim Roth, Southern coach, 521 wins, most in Pennsylvania. They've combined for 903 wins between them with a winning percentage of 84%. Wow.
It's incredible. Wyo plays this game because teams in District 3 aren't
Nobody wants
anxious to play
them.
them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a Class 3A school again, and it's a killer on your power ratings if you lose to them.
Mm-hmm.
How many teams can you say have Southern Columbia's number? I know it's only 2 games, but a 22-point win and a 14-point win?
Yep.
Unheard of.
Pretty
Nobody
much.
does that to Southern Columbia. So you know they're going to be ready to answer that and maybe get a little payback. And it's a bit of a bus ride, but I think it's a great game for Wyo because you have nothing to lose. They're going to be in districts. They're going to have a high seed. You might as well test yourself.
Agreed, 100%. I didn't write down any names, apologies, but Southern returns the quarterback, and they had 2 1,000-yard backs. One of them is back. I think it's another Garcia. They always have a Garcia brother playing running back at Southern, and I believe it's that kid. So Southern's got a lot back in the tank. That's a great game. Wyo at Southern Columbia. Lastly, on the games to watch list, McCaskey at Columbia, 6A Tornado against the 2A Tide. Could be a milestone night on the Hill. Columbia sitting on 499 wins. If the Tide gets a victory here, it'll be 500 wins in program history. They'd be just the 7th LL League program to hit 500. They've been playing football on the Hill since 1898 when William McKinley was the president. How about that?
Everything at Columbia goes back forever.
Way, way back.
Yeah.
Way, way back. You're going to go to this, right?
Yeah, I can't recall the last time I went to a football game at Columbia.
Oh, you'll love it.
I mean, it might have been like Ben Marley was the quarterback.
Oh,
and
my.
Now his nephew, Chase Marley, is an all-state linebacker. That's how much time has gone by. But yeah, this is one that Columbia needs to have if they want to reach their goals. They want to win districts, and there are only 6 teams
in 2A.
In 2A.
Yeah.
So you want to win the game against a 6A team. It's worth a lot in the power ratings, and they just want to get off to a good start because they have such high expectations and high hopes. And McCaskey's has been really struggling, so it seems like one that's there for the taking.
Yeah, McCaskey will lug a 17-game losing streak to the top of the hill. I'm not sure what to make of this. I mean, McCaskey's going to have athletes. I know they're struggling, but they've had basically all summer to get ready for this. But so has Columbia, and they would love to stick a 6A win feather in their cap. Yes.
Yeah, I love this game too. I mean, it's the kind of game you almost never see today, and it's similar to Warwick Ephrata in the sense that they should play right. Inter-county teams should match up against each other because it means a little bit more, even if you're not in the same section and it doesn't count in the league standings.
True. This will be fun. Jason will be making the trip. Look for his coverage Friday night. Okay, well, I got to make picks, so let me rip through these quick. I have Solanco over LS and the Milk Jug. You're right about Solanco. I think they will be fired up. Look out. Ditto for Ephrata. I have the Mount circled at home. They have a lot of good kids coming back. Good nucleus. Martin back at quarterback. And like I said, playing at Ephrata on a Friday night is a zoo. And Ephrata loves playing at home. So I have the Mount circled. I'll go Wilson over Mifflin. Bulldogs starting what they hope is a long, fruitful journey. I'll take Township on the road to Cumberland Valley. Streaks have had their number, like you said. 8-1 in the last 9.
That's a tough one to pick.
It is. I looked at it for a while, and this may be one of them grinder 14-10 games. It might. We'll see. I'm anxious to see what Township does. I'll take Southern Columbia over Wyo. Southern's got a lot back, and they're at home this time, coming off a state title, so I'm sure they'll be rolling the trophy out and putting a banner or something up in the stadium that night. So I'll go Tigers. I have Columbia circled, 2A Tide over the 6A Tornado. That should be a lot of fun. Okay, tons of other games. Quick hitters. I'll give you a pick and a thought or two. A lot of games. Ready? I got Garden Spot over Palmyra. Palmyra back at Buck Swank, refurbished stadium.
Yeah, Garden Spot has played some memorable Week 1 games, so we'll see.
Yeah, Notre Dame Green Pine.
71-64. I just finished adding up the stats from that one.
Yeah, you did. I like Garden Spot there. I think they're a sleeper team in Section 3. I have Chambersburg over Mannheim Central. Barons and Trojans play for the first time ever in a varsity game. 85-mile bus ride for the Barons.
Central wants to get back to football, get away from the the student misconduct allegations, and they have the returning quarterback. They have some good pieces on defense.
Yeah.
Maybe. This is if they
Maybe.
were to win this one, then you'd start to think, okay, we're headed to something better.
And the Barons in their own huddle may have said, "Hey, us against the world," which you never hear in Mannheim, but it kind of feels like it.
Chambersburg 4-6 last year, but they play a powerhouse
They
schedule.
do.
They play Harrisburg, McDevitt, all those teams.
They do. I have Twin Valley over Middletown, TV trying to get back to states in 5A. Coach Brett Myers going back to coach against Middletown. I forgot. They won 3 straight district titles and went to 3 state championship games in a row with Mr. Myers at the helm. Impressive.
Yeah, he can coach a little bit. And this is another one, you go home and you stir up some memories and you show what you have, because I don't think Twin Valley's losing many this year.
No, I love this game. That's fantastic. I have Schuylkill Valley over Conrad Weiser, all Berks affair.
Yeah, fun one. It's a couple legendary coaches, Bruce Harbach, Alan Moyer.
Yes.
Good test for Schuylkill Valley. Wants to compete in Section 5. They're going up to Section 4 rival here. So, yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yes.
And Bruce Harbach was an assistant coach at Conrad Weiser for a while.
Back in the day. Yeah. Really, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah, when he left Catholic and he was kind of getting back in the game, he was at Weiser. Good note, Chase. I have Elko over Boiling Springs. I think the Bubblers were like 1-9 last year. Elko has a ton back, and I think they get started with a dub.
They got to win this game. I mean, you have as much back as they do and all those expectations.
Yeah.
This is one they should win.
Yes. Northern Lebanon over Pine Grove. Northern Lebanon's last win was week 1 against Pine Grove last year. Then they lost 9 straight. They're at home. They have Nate Monroe coaching. I think good vibes. I got the Vikings in that one.
Yeah, there's a few of these types of matchups where teams that have been struggling are playing other teams that are struggling. And they're big games because they get your season going on a positive note, and you need something to build on. You can't just keep losing and keep that focus and that energy level.
Yes, I'll ride the vibes there. Vikings over Cardinals. I have Octorara over Oxford, former Chesmont League rivals.
Well, former Southern Chester County League rivals, if you
big
go
time.
even farther back.
Big time. And I started looking through scores. That was the Week 10 game.
Yeah.
Like for a bunch of cycles. That was Week 10. I really like the Braves. I think they're sleeper for who they are and where they're at and what they have in Class 4A. I really like Octorara. I have them beating the Hornets.
Yeah, Oxford had a good record, though, last year. I believe they made district, so it won't be easy.
It will not. I have Anvil Cleona over Hanover. Anvil has dominated this series as of late. I think they've won 4 in a row. Big expectations for the Dutchmen. I know they got to go to Hanover, but I like them here.
Yeah, I think Anvil's a pretty big favorite in this one.
Yes. Notre Dame Green Pond, reigning District 11 3A champ. They lose Bodner, that crazy good quarterback. I have them beating Berks Catholic. Berks Catholic is kind of that, where are they going to finish in Section 5 team? Can they repeat? Tough road trip to Green Pond.
It's just hard to know. They're so young and they have so many new faces. We need to see some of the games to get a feel for what they're going to put out there.
Yeah, and I read that Notre Dame Green Pond returns their backup quarterback who had ridiculous stats in mop-up duty last year. Like 400 rushing yards as a backup.
They put up big numbers.
They do. Very crooked. I'll go Crusaders there over Berks Catholic. I have Hamburg over Midwest. Do you know where Midwest is?
North central part of the state. They're really good at soccer. I know that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's in Middleburg in Snyder County. Enjoy that. I like Hamburg here. Midwest kind of struggled there for a bunch of years. They lost like 30 or something games in a row. I know Hamburg's got to make a bus ride, but they're healthy this year, and I really like McFadden. Hamburg over Midwest. Good?
Sounds good to me.
Very good. Okay. I have Lancaster Catholic over Camp Hill. They've met 3 times in the last 2 years. Catholic won both, including a nutty overtime game. Catholic also beat them in districts. Yeah. They got to go on the road and play over at Seibert Park, but I like Catholic here.
Yeah, it's an interesting game because they're one of those pairings that has become a rivalry by circumstance.
Correct.
Because they're in each other's way, and there's only 6 teams in 2A, so this will be important for power rating and to see who maybe gets the home game in districts. So it's a big game early in the season.
It is. New look for the Crusaders, but I think they go on the road and win. I have Cedar Crest over CD East. We talked about it the last couple of weeks. I think Crest is that 3rd team that's going to knock on the door in Section 1. I think Zimmerman's going to have a big year. Kress has to go to Harrisburg, but I like the Falcons here.
CD East 2-8 last year. Yeah. Isaiah Zimmerman chasing 3,000 yards and maybe 4,000 if he has a big year. He's a West Point recruit.
Yes, he's really good. Hempfield over Dallastown, road trip for the Black Knights in week 1, but I think they have some good firepower coming back. An experienced quarterback is back. Abrams is great on the flanks, and they've beaten Dallastown here.
It's 3 of the last 4 in week 1.
Yeah.
This has become a week 1 staple.
It has.
And it's a pretty good indicator of where their seasons are going, because when Dallastown won this game, they went 9-2.
Correct.
And Hempfield's won the other 3 in their last 4 meetings.
Correct. I think this is the 6th cycle in a row that they're meeting. So, yeah, good non-league rivalry. I'll go Hempfield over Dallastown. I have Penn Manor over Red Lion. Comets are at home. We talked a lot about Dupree and Guthrie and what they bring to the equation. Both teams kind of struggled last year. Penn Manor 3-7, Red Lion 4-6. Red Lion has to come to Millersville. Comets.
Yeah, I think Penn Manor needs this one because
Big time.
Section 1's so tough. You have those 4 teams ahead of them.
Yes.
You got to win the sort of 50-50 games out of the conference, and this is one of them.
Yeah, yes, agreed. I have Phoenixville over Reading. Phantoms making the trip to Reading. They've won the last 2 in this series. This is a recycle again here from the last time around. Phoenixville.
28-6 Phoenixville last season, so you have to figure they're favored to win it again. Reading went 1-9. Only win was against McCaskey.
There you go. Okay. A lot of fun nuggets today, Jace. Well done.
I did a little research, Jeffrey.
There you
I don't
go.
just show up to this.
Okay. Conestoga Valley over Dover. Bucks have won 22 regular season games in a row, dating back to 2023. That's pretty good. Cameron Bear gets his debut. We'll see if Conaway gets more touches out of the backfield. I think CB runs it to 23 here. Might be a little closer than we think, but I like the Bucks.
53-0 last season. So
Yeah.
CV rolled them, but that was a
Different
great
team.
CV team.
Different team.
This is a good way to sort of ease into the season and see what you have.
Exactly. Okay, I'll go Bucks. Okay, a couple more. E-Town, Donegal, great backyard rivalry. This game probably deserves a trophy. I mean, they're literally 2 miles apart. I have E-Town circled over Donegal. Mannion makes his debut as Donegal's coach. But I think E-Town brings back a good nucleus, and I think they might be better in Section 2 than we thought. Bears.
E-Town 5-5, and last season, Coach Tom Gallagher's debut, they beat Cocalico 15-14.
That's right.
And that was the game where you said, maybe E-Town's going to be a little bit better, and they were.
They were.
And maybe they can take it another step forward here.
We shall see. That's a fun backyard game. I'll go E-Town over Donegal. I have Exeter over Norristown. That's a 6:30 start on Friday at Norristown, by the way. Exeter brings back some hammer guys up front. We'll see what Jackson does running the ball. I think they'll be edgy on defense. So I'll go Exeter over Norristown.
Norristown 2-8 last season. Exeter will break in its new running back, Josh Jackson. Yeah. He said he wants 1,800. So what do you need to get to 1,800? 180 for
200-yard night. That'd be a good start for him. I think Exeter kind of picks up where it left off.
I think they're favored. Yeah.
Yeah, unsure of the quarterback situation with the Eagles, but they're going to put the ball on the ground a lot and run behind that line. Daniel Boone over Lebanon. This is a new non-league matchup. Lebanon will bring a 52-game losing streak to Birdsboro. If Lebanon loses, that'll be 53 and an LL record.
It's a good chance for Daniel Boone to start 1-0. Boone only won one game last season, which was against Northern Lebanon.
Yes.
This is one of those games where I talked about you schedule one you can win early because it gets you feeling a little bit better about things, and that's what's there for the Blazers.
Yep, Boone 1-9 the last 3 years in a row. So they need some good mojo there.
1-0 looks good when you've been 1-9.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And they wanted no part of that at Media Day. No, we're not looking past Lebanon. They, they want to break their own streak. We'll see if Lebanon can snap out of this. I have Cocalico over Muhlenberg. I think this is an interesting game. Mules lose some guys from an 8-win team, and Cocalico was young and hurt with a lot back. I think Cocalico kind of gets back to being Cocalico this year, and they can prove that by winning here.
Cocalico started 0-3 last season with those 3 crushing close losses against E-Town, New Oxford, and LS, and they never quite got it back. They started to build again, and then Dane Horning got hurt, and then they were 2-2 6, and they won their last 2 games. So, but Muhlenberg was 8-2 in the regular season. Their only losses were Exeter and CV. So
Wow.
that's about as good a regular season as you can have in that section.
Agreed. Last Friday night game is a trophy game. Fleetwood Kutztown in the Hall of Fame. Trophy game. No love lost there. Throw out all the records, right? I'll take the Tigers. I'll take Fleetwood over Kutztown. Kutztown loses 2 of their 3 1,000-yard backs. Fleetwood, Chase Adams switches over to QB. Mel Fegley makes his debut as coach. I like Fleetwood here.
Yeah, Fleetwood's just a bigger school with more resources.
Yes, agreed. Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock, I will see you in York. I'm going to make the trip. I'll take Pequea Valley over York Tech. York Tech is 6A, but they've struggled. They have 8 wins in the last 5 years. And it's funny because I've covered them the last couple of years, and when you get to York Tech, there's like 60 kids warming up, and you're like, what's they have 60 kids, and then the game starts, and whatever happens. But yeah, Pequea Valley, Andy Tibbins with his debut. Anxious to see what he has in the playbook. I'll go Braves over York Tech on Saturday.
Pequea Valley is in Section 5,
Yes.
and we talked about how there's 5 pretty good teams ahead of them.
Yes.
So this is a chance to get a win, and the wins are going to be hard to come by with that league schedule.
Yeah, and the 5 teams that I picked ahead of them in the race, that's their last 5 games. Like, they get all of the front runners in their last 5 weeks. So Pequea Valley needs to make hay in their first 5 games if they're thinking about maybe Eastern Conference or just kind of being in it. So we shall see. 28 games, 27 Friday, 1 Saturday. Are you ready for week 1?
I'm ready to find out some things and
Yeah.
learn about some of these players. Like, I'm interested in Cole Peterson quarterbacking Wilson
Yes.
and Dane Byler at Township.
Yes.
Their seasons hinge on their quarterbacks being really good, and they're
Yes.
obviously going to be ready because those are 2 programs that just churn out the next guy. I'm interested in seeing some of those types of players and how they perform. And, Conestoga Valley with Cameron Bear, another one. So there's some juniors who are moving up to seniors who are going to have to take on much bigger roles.
Yes. Your notebook is more packed than mine. Do you have,
I have
anything
a
else on there?
man-sized notebook.
You did
I
a
don't
good
have
job.
Your little tiny
You
notebook.
did a good job. Anything else on there you need to get out?
I don't think so. I think we got it covered.
Okay. Friday night, Jason will be at McCaskey at Columbia. We'll see if the Tide can get 500. Wow. I'll be at Milk Jug, LS at Solanco on Friday night. Saturday, I'll do Pequea Valley at Twin Valley at York Tech. Video highlights this week. We're going to go up to Columbia, check in on the Tide. Don't want to jinx anybody, but we'll see what the mood is going into McCaskey and if they can get to 500. So keep an eye out for that later in the week. We're going to cover as many games as we humanly can, gang. We don't have the biggest staff right now, but we're committed to being to as many games as possible on Friday nights. Stay tuned for that coverage. Everything will be on Lancaster Online right away Friday night, and then the Sunday paper will have a bang-up LL football section, I would think, on Sundays.
Yeah, I would think. Packed.
Yeah.
I would go to LancasterOnline.com, click on the football tab. There's stories a mile long.
Yes.
They go back to the first week in August when we had Media Day. LMP is the only newspaper that covers the LL League and Berks County football. Other people try to say they're covering it, but this is in depth. This is about people. Jeff's capsules are about as detailed as could be. That's the place to go for your football coverage.
You heard it. Okay, very good. Okay, enjoy week 1. Wow, can't wait. We'll be back next week for week 2. Let's get through week 1 first. For Jason Guarente, Jeff Reinhart here, LMP and Lancaster Online. Thank you, Tyler. It's the Huddle, the LL League football podcast, sponsored by Auto House of Lancaster. Enjoy week 1, y'all, and we'll catch you back here next week. Thanks.